India AI Summit 2026. It is the first global AI summit being hosted in the global south. And since it is anchored in three pillars, namely people, planet and progress, we decided to deviate a little bit, catch up with former Niti Aayog CEO and also the man who led the climate finance reform through the Green Development Pact in G20 New Delhi Summit in 2023. Mr. Amitabh Kant joined us to give us a lowdown on India's climate action story and the pressing issues that India must use to its advantage. Here's that conversation. We've heard so much around climate commitments, very little when it comes to implementation. Where do you think India is at in terms of intent and implementation in the climate story?
Well, India is the only country which has overachieved in terms of its commitment at COP21 in Paris. Is the only country amongst the G20 which has achieved its targets. Having said that, I really feel that we should accelerate the pace of our renewables on 500 gigawatt, which is meant to be by 2030. We need to do it by 2028, in fact actually cross 500 by pushing many more 24/7 tenders out, because not that you need renewable energy, you will get renewable energy, but you need renewable energy 24/7 round the clock.
Yeah.
And it can't be that you get renewable energy at 1 rupee in the morning at 10 a.m. and get it at 10 rupee in the night at 10 p.m. when no renewable energy is available. So you need battery storage. And the challenge for India is now to bring huge, massive storage capacity in India.
Yeah.
And secondly, push for pump hydro storage in India. India is a large country. If you are able to do pump hydro storages in India, you'll be able to do them at a much lower cost, with a much longer lifeline over a longer period of time.
So where's the bottleneck here? Is it tech, financing, political will to get to that point?
Several challenges. One is in terms of your ability on processing side. The critical mineral processing technology for battery storage is held by only China today.
Yeah.
So you need to become a champion of processing technology. And processing technology, what China does is it weaponizes technology. It sells raw materials at very, very high cost, but it sells the end product very cheap. So every country then becomes imprisoned to importing the end product rather than building the processing technology. But building up processing technology is really the key to success of India.
Okay, you spoke a little bit about G20 climate negotiations. Very complex. You've spoken about it at length in how India scaled Mount G20. If you could just take us through maybe one of these tough moments, conversations behind closed doors.
Oh, they were very tough. So the two toughest parts was the one negotiations on climate. Because there were several countries which were very clear that they don't want to they don't want to agree to some of the climate commitments which are being proposed. And the second was Russia-Ukraine war. So, the final round on Russia-Ukraine took us almost 16 drafts failed. It took us about 365 hours of negotiation. We had to ensure that no mobiles were allowed. We did non-stop negotiations. We did it about 70 kilometers away from Delhi, locked up everyone, didn't allow any media, like people like you, to get in. Literally told them that if you don't succeed on the last day, it was a nightmare. It went into the last minute, but at the last minute we had to finally tell them that if you don't agree to the final proposed para, India would rather walk out of G20 and work with other bodies like BRIC, etc., rather than work with G20 where consensus cannot be arrived at on very important issues concerning the world. And we got the final consensus from everyone.
We'll get back to climate again, and I want to understand from you what your thoughts are on electric mobility, because you've spoken so seriously about it and the contribution it can make to India's story. Do you think we're in any way nearing a EV tipping point, or we're far, far away from it?
No, so we need to accelerate it in a much bigger manner. Every city must be equipped with chargers. We have very few charging stations. We need to push it further. We need to lay down mandates, say that 2030 all two-wheelers, three-wheelers must go electric. because India runs largely on two-wheelers and three-wheelers. 75% of mobility is two-wheelers, three-wheelers. By 2030, all of them should go electric. We should stop allowing cars which are on fossil fuel. We should mandate that they should all go electric. I'm a big believer that actually buses are very important, and all procurement of buses must be pooled to bring down the prices, which will help you push Make in India in electric buses. So the government is procuring 10,000 buses for different cities. The next procurement should be 30,000 buses. After that, we should do 100,000 electric buses. All cities must run on electric buses. That's fundamental to the belief that India must make its cities clean, tidy, and must be very sustainable cities for its citizens, very important. And therefore, electric mobility is at the heart of the issue.
At a heart, oh great, because one, it will address the pollution issue, the other is parallel conversations around, let's say, congestion tax.
And absolutely, and we should up our cafe norms. Our cafe norms must be tightened to move away from fossil into electric. We should use this opportunity to technologically leapfrog. If we don't do this, it will be a missed opportunity. Much like we did with mobile telephony, where we leapfrog, much like we've done with digital public infrastructure, this is an opportunity for India to leapfrog into electric vehicles. And Tatas and Mahindras have started making really outstanding electric vehicles now.
So which climate shift excites you the most? Is it EVs? Is it hydrogen? My guess is hydrogen. Is it renewables? Or is it just simple behavioral change? Because now you and I are talking about this, right? We're having more conversations around climate.
I think all these are on the supply side. Electric vehicles or hydrogen, they're on the supply side. You need to make radical disruption on the supply side. But on the demand side also, it's very critical, that the behavioral change pattern. A lot of this climate change, your cities are dirty, full of filth, garbage piling up, is because of community. I mean, we are generating a lot of garbage and filth. We don't even keep our houses clean. We don't even keep our cities clean.
Waste segregation is not a priority.
The communities, individuals are talking about it, they're seeing filth, but they're not segregating waste. So we need to bring what the Prime Minister said, the life mission, lifestyle for, environment. That means every single individual must be concerned about his behavior. So behavioral change is really the key to a lot of this climatic concerns of tomorrow. We address some of these issues in the book, that behavioral change of individuals is very critical, and Indian cities actually must be radically transformed with better governance. But better governance, at the heart of it, is good community behavior.
Yeah, and all of this needs to translate to change on ground in tier 2, tier 3 cities as well. It can't be limited to urban pockets.
Forget tier 2, tier 3 cities. I mean, I went to Kerala, which used to be one of the cleanest places, but I went into panchayats in the backwaters of Kerala. There are a lot of garbage and plastic is piled up. Now, to my mind, I'm absolutely clear that this movement has to start from villages and panchayats and move upwards. But cities are really the key. Urban citizens are the worst in India. They consume plastics, they leave plastic, litter it all over, and therefore I think the behavioral change of citizens of India is really critical.
Okay, I'm going to zoom out a little as we try and wind up the conversation. I want to understand from you how you see India positioned in the next decade in terms of geopolitics, in terms of global supply chain, in terms of global headwind. There's so much going on. India's also signing more and more trade deals. How do you see the next decade for that?
So first and foremost, there's a massive turbulence. There's a huge disruption taking place in terms of international politics, in terms of breakdown of global supply chain, but at the same time, you're seeing the biggest rise of productivity in the world. This era before us is going to see a huge transformation simply because of the use of data, machine learning, artificial intelligence. And make no mistake, this is the biggest opportunity for India. When such turbulence happens, countries rise or they decay. This is a massive opportunity for India, and that's why I think this AI mission, quantum computing mission, this move towards semiconductor, green hydrogen, all this is a huge opportunity to leapfrog into the future. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for India, and India must seize this moment.
So I'm just going to ask you this. You think India can become stronger than the storm?
Absolutely. There's no doubt. I'm a great optimist in India. I think this is India's decade, and this is going to be India's century. This is the biggest moment for India. We really have to seize this decade. No other country has achieved what we've achieved in terms of digital public infrastructure. We must ensure that DPI for AI is the future. We must be able to democratize the AI technology for our citizens. We must be able to provide them computing power. We must be able to build up skills. We must be able to open up data resources for them. This is a massive opportunity for India.
A lot of to-dos, but we've come a long way as well.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for really
Great
decoding
pleasure.
that entire story, Mr. Kant. Thank you.
Great pleasure. Lovely speaking to you.